we're going to be talking around now social media. So looking at some of the most popular media platforms, it's quoted that 30% of all money mules are falling in the under the age of 21, with over 50% of which are often cash-strapped students. These are quotes from Barclays Bank, particularly out of the UK. So the question sort of lies around social media as one of the major facilitators of fraud and recruitment of money mules. Tick. Do you think that due diligence laws should apply on social networking websites as well as other places? So I think you might have some strong views around this, Kennedy.
I was going to let Luke have this one first since he gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Reverse story. Oh, okay. Look, yeah, I do. It may not be, as so often when we look at different industries with the same problems and regulations across them, it may not be a like-for-like transplant. It may not be that we drag and drop KYC and providing all your documents, etc., to a social media company. I do think that due diligence is more than just knowing, more than identification, though, and we're going to get to this later in the session, I believe. That they need to be doing more. And when I talk about their obligations, or the obligations I think they should have, rather, it's a certain amount of knowing who they're dealing with, but it's more also detecting bad actors and then expediently removing them, putting in practical steps for people that have been scammed or misled on the platform or extorted, which is happening in just drastic numbers and is very alarming. So there's a whole suite of obligations that I think it's not just like KYC, as in financial services. You could implement KYC and it's like, so what? It's the first step in a series of steps.
Yeah. I agree. I know that in the UK, they passed the online safety bill that kind of touches on that to help prevent fraud or I guess scammers using the online platforms to target individuals using the platform. But also on the other side, there appears to be, I guess, a disagreement with that because it would impede on free speech. So, which makes me in the middle when it comes to it. I do agree with having social media is more regulated and maybe passing a bill similar to the online safety bill that's going that was passed in the UK. I do agree with that. But I think maybe there should be more focus on the vulnerable. When it comes to that bill, not necessarily those who may not fit in the vulnerability category. I do believe in 100% free speech. My ideology is more of the just live with the consequences behind what what you say publicly or what you do, whether that be public shame or the justice system taken over. But I think I'm in the middle with it. I do agree with having social media platforms more regulated. And more stringent when it comes to the vulnerable. But
I think it's less about like, I agree with you as well. And there's a trade-off here. Sorry, Sanjay, cut me off if you want to jump in. There's a trade-off involved here, but there's and we were talking about this before, Kennedy. I think we're on the same page. Yeah. There's free speech, and then there's committing fraud or extorting someone or threatening someone. Those are a bar above. And so, I think it is a really good point, though, because you need to delineate free speech from stopping crime and bad actors, right. and criminality is not protected by free speech, which we all understand. But what you would immediately run into criticisms of is things like, well, what constitutes a fraud or a scam, what constitutes misinformation, for instance, that gets a very slippery slope very quickly. And I think this is the year of elections around the world. So I totally take your point. It's a contentious trade-off, especially in I think, Kennedy, you're coming to us from the States today. So especially in some countries. Yeah, right.